then we'll sell the land. Lots of families in the east would like to own a piece of land. The tenant men looked up alarmed. But what'll happen to us? How will we eat? You'll have to get off the land. The plows will go through the dooryard. And now the squatting men stood up angrily. Grandpa took up the land, and he had to kill the Indians and drive them away. And Pa was born here, and he killed weeds and snakes. Then a bad year came, and he had to borrow a little money. And we was born here. There in the door, our children born here. And Pa had to borrow money. The bank owned the land, but we stayed, and we got a little bit of what we raised. We know that, all that. It's not us, it's the bank. A bank isn't like a man. Or an owner with 50,000 acres. He isn't like a man either. That's the monster. Sure, cried the tenant men, but it's our land. We measured it and broke it up. We were born on it and we got killed on it, died on it. Even if it's no good, it's still ours. That's what makes it ours. Being born on it, working it, dying on it. That makes ownership, not a paper with numbers on it. We're sorry, it's not us, it's the monster. The bank isn't like a man. Yes, but the bank is only made of men. No, you're wrong there, quite wrong there. The bank is something else than men. It happens that every man in a bank hates what the bank does, and yet the bank does it. The bank is something more than men, I tell you. It's the monster. Men made it, but they can't control it. The tenants cried, Grandpa killed Indians, Pa killed snakes for the land. Maybe we can kill banks. They're worse than Indians and snakes. Maybe we got to fight to keep our land like Pa and Grandpa did. And now the owner men grew angry. You'll have to go. But it's ours, the tenant men cried. We know the bank, the monster owns it. You'll have to go. We'll get our guns like Grandpa when the Indians came. What then? Well, first the sheriff and then the troops. You'll be stealing if you try to stay. You'll be murderers if you kill to stay. The monster isn't men, but it can make men do what it wants. First, the desperate people take the land from the indigenous people. Then the banks come and they start carving up the land and finding ways to compromise the men who first took the land. And before long, we're living in little suburban homes that the banks are then buying and jacking up the value to all of them so that people can't pay their property taxes and they lose their homes, and then the banks own everything. And this is settler colonialism in a nutshell. This is what's happening in the West Bank right now. These desperate lower class people are attacking indigenous Palestinians, stealing their land, then behind them come the banks, and in a few generations, those people who first committed that terrible violence, they will still be stained by it, their families will be stained by it, but they won't even own their homes. And capitalism is the monster. The banks are the monster. Even the people who think they're running the banks, those are just the biggest slaves to the monster. They're engorged parasites, but the bigger parasite is feasting off of them. And it's going to be that way until we all have a reckoning with this system of monstrous banks that are taking from people and destroying the land to which we all belong. And the original inhabitants who are stewards of that land, the original sin is taking from them and thinking that stealing from them wasn't going to curse the people who stole, and then the people behind them, and so on and so forth. We need to make things right with the land and the original inhabitants of the land before things become right with ourselves. Steinbeck nails it. This is the first time I'm reading Grapes of Wrath. I don't know why my school didn't teach this. I wonder. I know a lot of people's schools did, but mine were on stolen land.